Good morning, Allegheny East Conference. I'm Anthony Medley, your Health Ministries Director for the conference, and I am so excited to be at the Emmanuel Brinklow Church under the leadership of Dr. Marcus Harris. We're here today because this Sunday, as it does twice a month, the Emmanuel Brinklow Church does full, holistic services for its community. Today is the grocery grab and go. You see some of the entities here we have captured. They're getting ready. Grocery grab and go is the food giveaway program for the communities. On today, they're expected to serve over 700 families from Montgomery County to receive that. But in addition to their food distribution program, they also have a clinic that's taking place today from Kaiser Permanente. They're here today also. And we're also going to take an opportunity to look at their community garden and talk to some of the key leaders that are in this church that provide this wraparound service for its community throughout today. Here with the leader, the community services leader for the Emmanuel Brinklow Church, Lynette Yancey Robinson, who is a phenomenal woman of God who does a lot for community that's taking place here. So Lynette, I'm so glad to see you.
You
and
too.
Thank you for your ministry. Tell us about the inception. Why Grocery Grab and Go? What is this about?
Well, the pandemic. So when the pandemic hit and the world was shut down, our team of community service, passionate members came up with the idea that we should serve and that there was a need for food. And so we used our partnerships that we've had through the county, where we were doing all types of volunteer work. We leveraged those relationships to start our food pantry.
Wow. Wow. Now, Montgomery County in Maryland doesn't seem like it's the hood. It seems like it's a affluent area. There's a food desert. There are food needs that take place in Montgomery County.
Yes. So what's unique about Montgomery County is it's one of the areas where they have legal representation for affordable housing. So in pockets of affluence, there are pockets of poverty.
Wow.
And if you drove around the neighborhood, you would not recognize it because the county is using that to help people level up, if that makes sense. But the need is there. So there are children that are receiving SNAP benefits, and those were the families that were referred to us. We started out, Pastor Medley, with only 25 families. And as you're here today, we will serve over 650 families.
This many volunteers every 2 weeks, year round, all kinds of weather, and you two gentlemen are always here. How does this work?
Well, it all started 3 years ago, back in 2020, when we initially started with the first distribution of 25. I was able to ask a few of our deacons, Harvey Banks and Eric Brooks, to make the first pickup from the Adventist community service, and then we were here on Thursdays and Sundays packing and distributing the first group, and then from there we started growing and growing and growing to where we are now with over 600 served every 2 weeks.
You get here at 7 o'clock, there's work to be done, you figure out what's got to be done, and then you just keep doing it. It's a good crew of us that come out early. The work is my workout for the day, so I get that in today and then take a rest day on Monday.
This idea I had about Grocery Grab and Go really was just an idea. The Spirit was speaking to me, and we need to do something. And I called up Lynette, who you probably have spoken to already, and we just figured out some way of moving the chain. People in need. I looked on my TV during the pandemic. I saw people lining up at different groceries, and they were just waiting to get a bag of food. And I figured, Emmanuel Brinklow, what can we do to change the lives of others? And so just a small idea, but big change. Daryl, Brian, Living Legends, everybody pitched in, and so here we are today.
This has just been a powerful witness and a tool for the church. They have been involved in this kind of community activity for quite some time. We're glad to have today the Kaiser Permanente health van, mobile van, and that gives us an opportunity to share with our community as well. We've been promoting this through the grab and go and with our community volunteers. We have some exciting and some very talented members of this church who are not just involved in the church inside, but outside as well.
Appreciate that. You hear Dr. Harris. He sounds a little hoarse this morning.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's been preaching up a storm, but he's still out here this crisp, cool morning here at the Emmanuel Brinklow Church. And Doc Harris, we just thank you for your leadership, for what you're doing for the church and for the community. And we pray that you and your colleagues will continue to inspire all of our churches to make a difference in our communities. This is what holistic health is all about.
Kaiser Permanente is an organization that is well known and renowned for its community outreach and its ability to provide professional holistic care. And one of the things that they enjoy doing is partnering with organizations, businesses, churches in the community to provide free services. And as the faith community nurse, when I found out that their need matched our need, it was a match made in heaven. So we have provided them to be here today to provide wraparound services so people are being able to receive their blood pressure, their BMI. They're also going to be getting cholesterol done and their glucose, which is very important. Their A1C is being done free. They can get flu shots. If you're the Kaiser patient, they'll be able to get appointments made through this vehicle that will allow them to be able to go back and have those things taken care of. So this is an extremely needed and well-deserved service that's being provided here on the grounds so that individuals can take advantage of getting their food and getting additional services, because gas is high and whatever you can put together in order to provide a service is well worth it.
As Lynette mentioned when you spoke with her, Emmanuel Brinklow had begun at the beginning of the pandemic to serve the community, and they were doing about 25 families. Living Legends looked around and saw the need, and the county was looking for partnerships with community organizations to help get food into the community. So Living Legends applied for and received a grant of, I think the first one was $35,000 to assist in feeding the people who were food insecure. Well, I reached out to Pastor Medley and the Lynette Yancey and asked, could I join in the efforts that Emmanuel Brinklow was already doing, since Emmanuel Brinklow is my church. And they graciously agreed that we would join forces. So with that partnership between the Living Legends Awards for Service to Humanity and Emmanuel Brinklow, we started to increase the numbers of families that we could serve. This is our pride and joy, or reefer as we call it. It was donated by one of our donors to Living Legends Awards for Service to Humanity, who in turn donated it to the Emmanuel Brinklow Church. And what's unique about this is that it's a 40-foot container, half of which is a freezer unit, and the other half is a refrigeration unit. And we're the only one in this part of the county. And the significance of that is other organizations, other large churches that have food distribution, when they have a problem or they have an abundance of frozen foods, but not the capacity to hold it, they come over and ask Emmanuel Brinklow, can they use our refrigeration unit? That is amazing, because we are on the map as a church that has a refrigeration unit, and it's very important because we cannot get turkeys for Thanksgiving or chickens for Christmas from the county or Capital Area Food Bank or Manna Foods if we did not have this unit. So it's been a blessing to the community and to our church.
I am excited. I'm always excited to talk about faith community nursing. But this new venture that we have, that's an extension of our food distribution, is called Emmy, our food bus. And Emmy has the capability of being a pop-up pantry in the community to serve the needs of those who cannot get in their car or get a ride to come down here to receive food and other services. So we have created a way that we can put our food produce items on this vehicle and carry it to different sites in the community and be able to give assistance to those who need it the most right where they are. But in addition to that, this bus has been retrofitted into being a commercial kitchen. I hesitate to even say that word, but it's a full commercial kitchen inside. And what we do with that is we go to elementary schools in Montgomery County, and we serve that Title I school by teaching nutrition education to grades 3 to 6 in the school. Now, those children are excited. We've already started with the parents, and we did classes with them at the end of last year. And now we're ready to start with the children as an after-school program through the bus Emmy. And the name Emmy is significant because it is a stem from Emmanuel Brinklow, the EMM at Emmanuel Brinklow here at church. So when we go in the community, we're carrying it with us. And when they come here to our location, they can still see the connection between the church and the community.
We are over here now on the East Campus of the Emmanuel Brinklow Church. Over here, there's 27 acres of land, and we're standing right now in the middle of the community garden that the church has that's in partnership with the church and also the community. That's why it's called the community garden.
I believe there are over 40 plots of gardens, and they are available to our church members and our community members. And almost half of the gardeners are from the community, and they garden from the spring into the fall. And because of the success of the garden, we were able to recently receive funding from AARP to help us with raised garden beds and to put some markings for walking trails. So when we do things with community and we do it and collaborate with other organizations, people recognize it and they want to support it. So the gardens really, it's a place for people to network and build relationships, and it's just been a wonderful way to connect with the community.
When this property was purchased in 2011, one of the first thing we did was establish this community garden. You know, life began in the garden. We are actually returning to our original garden homes. And we have gone up and down in this community and spoke with churches and other community centers and have invited them. So would you like to be a part of our community gardens? And that has opened the door for lasting relationships. Some people are rather possessive of their plots here in our community garden, but we welcome that. They recognize that we're not open for them to garden from Sunset Friday to Sunset Sabbath, and they respect that. We also have drawn closer in relationship by having different types of activities. We just had a garden, what you call it, Linda? We had a garden
Contest.
That's what
Beautification contest.
Right, and so we were some of the judges for that, and then we have picnics and cookouts. And so it's not about just coming to the garden, it's about relationship. People talk to me about their health and their concerns. We're able to make referrals, and so each thing feeds into the other, and God has placed us in this spot for this purpose at this time, and we are beyond grateful to be used by Him.
I'm here with the leaders of the Beautiful Girls organization. Ladies, can you tell us what is significant about Beautiful Girls and what does it have to do with Grocery Grab and Go today?
Well, Beautiful Girls is an organization where we help our girls to be self-empowered, help them to be spiritually uplifted, but also know that it is good to give as well as receive. So because we always receiving with so much support here at the church, we also want them to get into the habit of knowing the importance of community service. So we're here today to help our community, and they are enjoying themselves.
Wow, so these young ladies here are part of Beautiful Girls. What's the age groups for Beautiful Girls?
Our ages range from age 7 to 17.
Okay, so they're here volunteering?
They are here volunteering.
And is this a part of the organization? Do they get community services credit for school when they do this? How does that work?
If in need of community service hours, they can come, bring their sheets, and we are able to fill it out so that they can get the volunteer hours. But most of our girls, they come and they just bring their spirit of willingness to help. Some of them don't even worry about the community service. They are in for the long haul.
I'm glad you have an opportunity to see what just one local church is doing in its community, the Emmanuel Brinklow Seventh Adventist Church. I'm looking forward to coming to your area and looking at what your church is doing to transform its community. And if you're not doing anything, I pray that you are inspired today, because this message God has given us, this holistic message to transform the world, we're expected to bring the third angel's message and the health message together to complete God's message for planet Earth. Let's get busy. Let's get out there. Let's connect and partner with our communities. Let's make a difference. Remember, John 10:10 reminds us that I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. That means that we're not just called to be alive. God expects all of us to thrive. And may we make that happen through the services God has given us to give to humanity. God bless you.